Hey, Leo Drager here. I want to talk about a utility called Testdisk. This is a Linux utility for recovering deleted information from hard drives. Let's go ahead and run the install, apt get install testdisk, okay? And it'll go ahead and build the dependency tree and says testdisk is already at the newest version. Okay, great. So let's just run the command testdisk. And you can see your screen changes color immediately. Testdisk is a free data recovery software designed to help recover lost partitions and/or make non-bootable disks bootable again when these symptoms are caused by faulty software, certain types of viruses, or human error. It can also be used to repair some file system errors. Information gathered during Testdisk used to be recorded for later review. If you choose to create a text file, testdisk.log, it will contain the testdisk options, technical information, and various outputs, including any file folder named testdisk was used during the screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new log file. Just go ahead and hit enter there. Select the disk in which you want to evaluate. So in this case, I'm going to grab the USB drive, which is a 485 megabyte file. In Unix terms, it's /dev/SDB. We'll go ahead and hit enter there. Please select the partition table type and hit enter. So if you know what it is, this would be a good time to help. So is it Intel PC? Is it human partition part table? Is it Apple, non-partition media, Sun Solaris, Xbox, or return to the disk selection menu? Well, considering that I formatted it last in Windows, let's go ahead and do Intel PC partition. Analyze. You can go to advanced options here, change some of the disk geometry, modify the options, look at the master boot record code to the first sector, delete all data in the partition table, and then return. So we're going to analyze here. And you can see that it pulls the partition, all of partition information, sys equals 72, 79, 0D, etc., etc. The start and stop blocks in terms of sector size. And you can kind of just try to read this like a book here. Warning, bad strings, aheads, CHS and LBA don't match for netware 3.11. Warning, bad strings. Some more bad strings here, right to partition. And then go hit enter. Should Testdisk search for partition created under Vista or later? Yes or no? Well, let's do yes. And it'll go ahead and analyze the cylinders. And this may take a couple seconds, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and let it run. We're already at 22%. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to show you Windows utilities and Unix utilities. And I hope you guys think that that's helpful. And if it is, please comment in the chat dialog box after the video, because I try to balance things out. It's one thing to know how to do this stuff on Windows, but then again, Unix people need to be included in these conversations as well, and vice versa. There's things that we do on the Linux side that we kind of ignore on the Windows side. So try to round out your career by learning both the equivalent in Unix and Windows. And if you agree or disagree, make sure that you chat in the chat dialog box, and we'll argue it out there. So in this case, it looks like it's now run. Okay, so no partition found or selected for recovery. So it's going to analyze the cylinders again. It does find the heads in the cylinders. It finds out some FAT information. The number of sectors per track, 63, and we've seen this over on the Windows side to match exactly. It found that it's FAT 32. Right, and so you can kind of read this. It doesn't have a partition name. It actually does. It's blue USB. So we're going to let this run here. It's only a couple more seconds. Let it run, finish analyzing it, and then see what we get. Clearly, we could stop it if we want, but let's go ahead and let it run. Credit here goes to Christopher Granier, and you can check him out at cgsecurity.org. Okay, so it evaluates it, no partition found. They do have advanced system utilities built into this if you want to evaluate it. So it pulls a little more of the partition table information. Okay, also pulls out some of the permissions and things like that. So go ahead and use the utility, evaluate it, let us know what you think, and you can simply navigate this utility by hitting Q for quit, and that'll kind of get you back out to some of the options. So that way if you wanted to navigate back out and go in to the modify options or the disk geometry options, you certainly could do that. All right. If you want to look at the master boot record code, write a new master boot record to the drive, you can certainly do that right here. Or delete all the data, very similar to what Fdisk would do. Or simply just quit the program altogether. So my name's Leo Drager. Thanks for watching.